Okay, another technical problem. My alarm went off and that cut off the last video just at the very end. So we'll review and practice the advanced lunge like we were doing. On guard, nice and low, slow then fast, or at least slow and not so slow. Go, advanced lunge, recover and retreat. You should be working on your target now, listening to me. Go, advanced lunge, recover and retreat. This time stay in the lunge, stay there. Go, advanced lunge, stop, look at your lunge. Is your front knee over your front heel? Is your rear leg straight? Is your rear foot flat? Are you making a nice rainbow with your point on the target? Is your hand somewhat higher than your shoulder and also higher than your point? When you touch, it should look like this. Otherwise, you go zipping off and you miss it completely. 5 more. Ready? Go. Advanced lunge. Recover and retreat. Facing your target. Go. Advanced lunge. Recover and retreat. 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 And rest. We'll leave that for the moment. Spiral back to it. Want to review the parry positions as I've done now for several weeks. And then I'm going to teach you a combination parry, which some of you may know, but some may not. So we have 8 positions. Remember the target is split into 4 quadrants. High outside, high inside. Low outside, low inside. The normal on guard position is 6. The normal chest parry is 4. The low line parry on the inside is 7 or 17. And the low line outside is octave. So 6 and 8, 4 and 7. It's a little weird, I grant you. Let's go 6 to 8 like this. Just make a sort of crescent shape. If you're right-handed, it looks like this. Dropping from one and rising to the other. Now go to 4 and make an opposite crescent shape. Very useful combination, 4, 7 parry. So 6 over 8, 4 over 7. Do it with me. 6 over 8, 4 over 7, 6 over 8, 4 over 7. That's if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, of course, it's the opposite. 6 on guard, 4 over here, 7 underneath 4, 8 underneath 6. The 6 over 8 stays the same, of course. 4 over 7 stays the same. It's just a mirror image of a right-hander. In all those positions, your hand should be supine, that is, palm up, with your thumb perhaps about 1 o'clock if there were a clock in front of you. Turn like this. Don't let your hand drift over. I've seen a lot of bouts get lost because of that. Now, having said that, there is a position where you should have your hand turned, and that's called prone. And each of these quadrants has a corresponding position for that. So 6 becomes chair, so 3. 4 becomes 5. Or can't, Q-U-I-N-T-E, as I've said before. All right, so do that with your hand prone now. This is tierce and can't. Can't is normally used when you're in this position. Tierce and can't. And then the weird one, prime, where you check the time on your wristwatch and point your elbow at your opponent. There's my point on my opponent. It's very useful in some ways, and you'll see at the final section when I show you the old-fashioned book, there's a very nice prime parry in it. And then second or 2 is very natural. It's a big, strong, low line parry. So 3 or tierce, 5 or can't, prime or 1, and second or 2. You can perhaps remember 1, 2, the old story goes, the first position out of your scabbard is 1 or prime, and then the second one is a parry 2. Beyond that, it gets kind of odd. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. I want you to put your foil in the right position. 7. 8 or octave. 6. Tierce or 3. Second or 2. Prime. 17 or 7. I'll use the French terms because that's what I'm used to. 4. And then can't or 5 a turn. Those are online, as I've said before. Check them out so that you know them. Let's circle back to lunge work, but this time let's do what we did last week. The balestra. The balestra is a jump lunge. You jump forward and you explode in your lunge. Unlike an advanced lunge, which requires a change of tempo, slow, fast, a balestra is just meant to be a huge lightning strike. Just super fast. It means you're just a little out of distance, so you take the one jump and you lunge, and you surprise your opponent. So the jump looks like this. You can see my feet land at the same time. It's a little bit awkward, hard to learn it, you have to practice it, so let's do it together. You're going to jump forward and maybe this far off the ground. You do it by picking your foot up and pushing your rear foot. And then the other key is the minute your front foot lands, it's already off into the lunge. The metaphor I always use is suppose you landed on an electric floor, a metal strip or something, and the shock is so much your foot comes up. So it looks like this. I'm just kicking my leg up and then I'm stopping. You can see there's simultaneous feet, and then my front foot's already off. So a balestra looks like this. It's a jump lunge. You can see that there's no slow, fast aspect of that. It's simply speed. So it looks like this. Perhaps you can even hear the stamp of my foot and this sound of me hitting. So I'll do 3 more. Okay, so face your target. Do a lunge at your target so you get your lunge distance, and then recover and step back a little bit to change the distance depending on your situation. So your jump lunge is the right distance. Can't be too far, obviously, or too close. Ready? I'm going to say go, and you're going to jump lunge. All one fast speed. Ready? Go. And recover, of course. Go. And recover. Go. And recover. Go. And recover. Go. And recover. One more. Go. And recover and relax. Were you able to do it? Or I hope you didn't lose all your form by going and being all wacko. Remember, you want your torso to be still and the center of your movement. My torso hardly moves. That's very important. It's your ankles that move, and of course your hand. All right. We may come back to that in a minute. I want to teach you a parry combination. I think you should know 4 parry and a 6 parry. Certainly you know that. If you're facing this way for you, it's this if you're right-handed. The opposite if you're left-handed, of course. But if someone comes at you and you miss the 4 parry, what options do you have? Let me demonstrate this. My attacker comes here, I parry 4, she disengages, and she's going to hit me. I don't want that. I could certainly do this 4 and then 6, like a windshield wiper. Catch her back on my guard. That's a very common response, very human, feels very natural. But consequently, good fencers take advantage of it. They do a 1-2. They do a disengage on one side, and when I'm coming back, they disengage again. A way around that is to use a circular parry or a counter parry. The word counter in this case means circle. So if you can imagine this, you're coming at me, I parry, I'm looking to catch you here, but you're too quick, and now you're here. What can I do? It's a little awkward to show this. I can come back, as I said, or I can go from here and simply make a circle and catch you where I intended to catch you in the first place. So if you're attacking me, my movement looks like this. And that has a name, 4, counter 4. Back on guard, 4, counter 4. From your angle, if you're right-handed, 4, counter 4. 4, look at the tip of my foil, it makes a counterclockwise circle, going around to the left. Back on guard, 4, counter 4. On guard, 4, counter 4. On guard, 4, counter 4. And of course, if you're lefty, it's the opposite. 4, counter 4. There you would make a clockwise circle. If you're not clear about clockwise, ask a parent. And do learn it. You need to know clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay, so let's do it together. I should say the point of this is there's sort of 2 kinds of defense. There's player to player, like in a basketball court or a soccer field. If you come here and I meet your blade with a parry, that's my player and your player. But if I don't know where you're coming, I want to protect the entire zone. They do that in soccer and basketball as well. They sort of protect an area, not one person on one person. So the zone is a big circle. Maybe you know about those spiders that make conical webs, and so the flies fly right into them and they're stuck. It's kind of like that, big circle. Notice too that I'm making the circle from the tip of my fingers, not from my elbow. It's too big and too wide, too big a hole. So 4 counter 4 looks like that. Okay, so you're going to practice going 4 counter 4. You're going to have to imagine the blade on your hand and then repose. So face your dummy, your target, and just from extension distance, where you can simply extend your arm and hit, do a 4 parry, then a counter 4 parry, an extension and hit. One at a time. 4, counter 4, extend and hit. 4, counter 4, extend and hit, back on guard. 4, counter 4, extend and hit, back on guard. 4, counter 4, extend and hit, and back on guard. 4, counter 4, extend and hit, and back on guard. I'm going to pick up my phone and show you this kind of simple drawing I did about that before we conclude this segment. I hope this makes sense to you. This is, you're looking, if you're right-handed, you're looking at your right-handed opponent. And you maybe, I do this because some kids learn well with diagrams as opposed to any other ways. Lots of ways to learn. Your opponent makes a 4 parry, misses, and then comes back and make a circle to catch anything that she missed. Again, normal right-hander makes a 4 parry, you disengage under it, and the blade is there, and she makes a 4 parry, catch it, and you sort of end up on her guard like that, and she makes a repost. Okay, we'll ignore the red one for today. This is how it looks if you are the one doing the parry. If you are on the defensive, so it's the opposite of the other one. You move 4 across their chest, and then you make a circle. Can you see that? The 4 moves across the chest to the left, and then you make a circle. 4, counter 4, back on guard. 4, counter 4, back on guard. 4, counter 4. I hope that's clear. It's a little tricky to show on a video like that. I am going to have you do one more set before we conclude, and that is this. That should be okay, I think. I want you to alternate advanced lunges with balestras. And we're going to do it for 30 seconds. So remember, in advanced lunge, your feet stay on the ground. Advance and lunge, recover and retreat. The balestra is a jump lunge. Jump lunge, recover, retreat. So you alternate between advanced lunge and balestra. I'm going to time you for 30 seconds, so face your target. And we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Alternating advanced lunge, recover, retreat, balestra, recover, retreat. Keep doing that on your own. Keep your torso upright. Keep your legs bent. Explode on your lunge, of course. And 5 seconds. And rest. Raise your hand if you did 5 balestras and 5 lunges. Now raise it if you did 8 of each. How about 10 of each? More than 10? You realize I can't see you, of course. One more set, alternating advanced lunges with balestras. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, alternating. Keeping your torso upright, exploding with your legs and your arm. Recovering nice and low. Do not stand up when you recover. Keep your legs bent. And we're getting there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, this is the end of this segment. We got one more segment to go of instruction and then a small segment that involves a book I have.